Hi, Sam. How you doing? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the work. So I think there's a little bit of a misunderstanding here as to what the requirements are. So let me just go over to the week 2 InDesign exercise page, and we can see that this exercise you're going to be creating 3 basic business cards, and then provided are 3 logos, okay, and the business card template. So this indicates, and this demonstration here indicates that each logo is supposed to be placed on a business card. And that again further indicates that supposed to be 3 separate business cards, one for each of the 3 templates, rooster, snowflake, and trout, as opposed to having 3 trout business cards. Does that make sense? So at this point, I would say that it's really super important to be sure that you really follow the requirements associated with any of the assignments. And if you have any questions at all, you can get with me. Now, by now, I think we're heading into our 3rd week, so I'm in every day. And so if you shoot me a question or an email, you're not going to be waiting for a response from me. So don't even consider that as a concern. If you have questions, let me know. I'll get back with you pretty much a lot of times in a matter of a couple of hours. So it's better to ask questions to be thorough. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look now. As far as the establishment of emphasis and contrast, I think you're understanding this. Okay, so I think there's a little bit of limited information, especially on this card. But you do have emphasis based on contrasts associated with the depiction of the typefaces, right? But we don't have any contrast in scale here. That would further delineate the contrast. It's contrasts in scale. Right now, this is basically the same size as this, so we're not creating any hierarchy here. We're going to see the same thing. These are separated mostly by contrasts and also by grouping. So that's pretty good right there. Good job. And then over here, this is one thing I want to mention is let's talk about center alignment. A lot of students want to immediately center align everything. I don't recommend it. I recommend getting accustomed to using left alignment, right. Center alignment doesn't do a whole lot to engage negative space associated with any given composition. So quite often, center alignment is not considered to be the most interesting things in terms of graphic design. Is it wrong? No, is it wrong? It's not wrong. It's just not the most engaging layout choice there is. Okay, then over here you've got this justify type, and this is bad because you've got these big spaces right here. Okay, so I do not recommend justifying type on areas that have like only 3 words across. Justifying will only work if you have like 7 or 8 words across. Otherwise, you get these really super unsightly spaces right here. Then also, when we talk about hierarchy here based on scale, and there's one thing I'm talking about here is one thing I'm seeing is a little bit of lacking a diminished understanding of hierarchy and contrast based on scale. Okay, so we can see that this information right here, this is relatively this exact same size as this information, which is relatively the exact same size as this information. Now, there's contrast based on this is bold and styles, this is regular, and this is a decorative typeface. So that's great, but in terms of scale, you can work on contrast further, identifying your hierarchy based on your contrasts associated with scale. Okay, so keep that in mind. The placement of the logo here it's a little questionable because the size of it indicates that part of the logo is coming right off the page, right up there. So that's an issue, right? That's the logo. All parts of the logo should be visible. So you shouldn't place a logo so large that parts of it are coming off the page. Okay, other than that, I think you're off to a good start. It's showing a pretty good understanding of hierarchies, specifically based on emphasis and contrasts. I should say based on emphasis created by contrasts. I think that's the best way to put it. Okay, so good job. Take a look at the rubric for grading, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you have any clarifications that I can make, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to do that. Thank you very much.